everyone, hope you guys are all doing great. I just want to start by saying a big thank you to you all for your support these past few months. Even though I haven't been posting regularly, you guys have been watching my videos and commenting on them. Thank you so much. And now, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please subscribe and join my amazing online family. I promise to do better. I will post more regularly now. And if you have any garments that you want me to demonstrate how to create patterns for it or how to sew it, please don't hesitate to send them to me through my Instagram account at Trex Fashion or through my Facebook page at Trex Fashion as well. Or you can just drop them at the comment section if you like, whichever one is easier for you. So in today's class, we will be learning how to create patterns for a waistband and how to sew it professionally. I will be demonstrating this with a skirt, but you can still apply this same technique for pants as well. So without wasting much time, get all your pattern making tools. Let's start drafting our patterns. So I'll be using my skirt block from my previous class. Now if you already don't have one, please check my previous video so you can make one for yourself. And I'll drop the link in the description box below for you to easily access it. So this is my skirt block and this is the front part and this is the back part. So to create your waistband is really very easy. You're going to determine from your waistline, you're going to determine the width of your waistband, how wide you want it to be. Usually, I like using 5 cm. So from here downward, I use 5 cm. Now, yours can be smaller. It depends on you. Or it can also be wider than this. It depends on you. So from here to here is 5 cm. Now you use your French curve or your pattern master to connect the points together. Okay, so once you've done this is my center front, so let me write it here so we don't get confused. Now you're just going to take you're just going to cut this part off and set this one aside for the lower part of the skirt. Now this is my dart. We're going to close our dart. So you just cut on it just like this, one leg of your dart, and then you can overlap it on the other leg or you just cut it off. It depends on you. So if you overlap it on the second one, you are going to have something like this. And then you use your Scotch tape to close it nicely like this. And the only thing you need to do now is to redraw your waistline so that there will be no pointy edges. Okay, and then you also redraw the lower part as well. Okay, to remove the pointy edges. You can actually snip this off if you like. So this is going to be our center front waistband. Now the only thing you need to do now is you're going to place your tracing paper on it. Just your tracing paper over it like this. You're going to trace it out and then you're going to add your seam allowance. 1.5 cm seam allowance all around. On the top, on the bottom and on the side as well. Now the center front here is going to be cut on fold, so there will be no need for you to add any seam allowance. Now you're going to repeat the same process for the back side. 5 cm. So, and this part is actually my center back line. But I don't want this part, so I'm going to cut it off because my skirt is going to be from this line here so that I can have give it some shape. So I'm going to trim this part off. So first of all, I'm going to cut this off. And then I'm going to trim this part off. Okay, so again we're going to close the dart because we don't need that in our waistband. So you can snip on one leg of your dart just like this, and then you can snip on the second leg of your dart and just take it off entirely, and then you place them together just like this. And then you redraw your waistline just the way you did it for the front part, so that you have a smooth curve. And you do the same thing for the lower side as well. And then you can chop off these pointy edges. Okay, now this part is going to be my center back, and now I'm going to add a little piece of paper to it. So I'm just going to add a little piece of paper here. Now this paper here is for our button extension or for the hook extension, because our center back needs a closure at the back. So we're going to add from here. Now we're going to add about 2 cm or 2.5 cm. Now this is 2.5 cm. So you just add it, and then you connect it nicely. And then you connect this part nicely to it as well. Okay, so this is going to be your center back waistband, and this part is your button extension like I mentioned before, or your hook extension where you're going to attach your hook. Again, the only thing you need to do now is you're going to place your tracing paper over it, trace it out, and then you're going to add your seam allowance, 1.5 cm seam allowance. Now this is not going to be cut on fold, this is going to be cut separately. So you're going to put allowance on this side as well. So you see how easy it is for us to create patterns for the waistband. Easy, right? Okay, so let me trace them out and show them to you. Okay, so after tracing them out, you're going to have something like this. Now you see I've added my seam allowance all around. This is going to be cut 2 pieces. This is the center front. This is going to be cut 2 pieces on fold. So this part here, the center front, is going to be placed on the folded edge of the fabric, and this is going to be cut 4 pieces. So now you take your fabric. I'm using the leftover of my fabric for my skirt, and then you just place this on the folded edge, and then you cut it out. So when you open up the front part, you're going to have something like this. So you see it is now in a very nice curve, just like this. This is the upper part and this is the lower part. So you're going to cut 2 pieces like this, and then for the back side you're going to cut 4 pieces. Now you're going to use same pattern to cut your fusible interfacing, because the fusible interfacing helps to give support for the waistband. And then you're going to now iron on your fusible interfacing for all the pattern pieces. So after cutting out all your pattern pieces and your fusible, you're just going to go iron them nicely. So you place your fusible on it just like this. And then you're going to iron it very nicely on all the pattern pieces. So after ironing on your fusible, the next thing would be for you to attach the front and the back waistband on the side seam. Take note on the side seam. So this is my back side seam. You place it just like this, and then you hold them together in place. And then you take the other back side, and then you hold them together in place. Now you're going to stitch from one end to the other end, and then stitch from this end to the other end. You're also going to do exactly the same thing for these pieces as well. One of them is going to be like lining or facing for the other one. So after joining it at the side seam, be sure to open press your seam allowance just like this. Now you're going to have two pieces just like this. So you're going to place one on top of the other one, and then you're going to go and stitch. So place them together with right side facing the right side. And now you are going to go stitch it at the top here like this. This is my waistline, so take note of it. So you're going to go stitch it like this all the way down to the other end. Now you're going to have something like this. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to move your seam allowance, the two of them, to one side, and then you're going to top stitch on it so that it can relax very well and it will have a very nice finishing. So when you finish top stitching your waistband, you're going to have something like this. Now be sure to press it very well so that it will lie very flat. So the next thing is you're now ready to attach your waistband to your skirt. So you take your skirt and then you are going to attach it. You're going to attach the side seam first. Now you're going to take the part where you top stitch. This part is going to be the side that is the facing. So you're going to take one part of it and then you're going to place it like this on the inside of your skirt, just like this, side seam to side seam, and then you use your pin to hold them together in place. Now you go to the other side seam and then you do exactly the same thing. Okay, so now you're going to go around and pin everything from one end all the way down to the other end. So once you finish pinning, you're going to stitch it from one end all the way down to the other end. Now once you've done that, the next thing would be to close the seam here. So you're going to close it nicely. You close it exactly where the zipper, you see, exactly where the zipper stops. You close it all the way down to the hem, all the way down to the end. Trim off the excess seam allowance and then flip it open. And then on this side, on your left side, you are going to just stitch it about 1 cm. If there's any excess allowance, you're going to trim it off and then flip it to the other side. Once you've done that, the next thing would be for you to fold this one, your seam allowance, in maybe about 1 cm or 1.5 cm, and then use it and close it up just like this. And then you're going to stitch it all around, all the way down to the other end. So once you finish stitching your waistband, this is how it's going to look like. This is the front and this is the back. Now the only thing left for you will be for you to fix your hook, your skirt hook here. And this is how the inside looks like. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. Please, if it was, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel so you can get more video tutorials on garment making. And please do like, share with your friends, and drop a comment for me to know how you feel about this video. And then if you want to learn step by step how to make this entire skirt, how to install lining so that it will look nice and neat just like this, and how to have nice finishing for the hem and other details, please do subscribe to my online school. It's just 12 euros or 8,000 naira monthly, and then you have access to more than 30 videos that we already have, and each month we keep adding new videos so that you always have something to learn. Now you have access to garments like skirts, different styles of skirts, tops, dresses, pants, jackets, and even many more. So I'll drop the link below for you, so click on it, join my online classes, and then learn how to sew like a professional. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again in my next class. Bye bye.